Thank you, Dan, and a very good afternoon to you wherever and however you're listening to Talksport 2 as the famous strains of You'll Never Walk Alone ring around Anfield. The scarves go up en masse all around this stadium. It's growing all the time. As I look to my left, I used to be able to see Bootle. I can't now because the Anfield Road end is growing and growing in stature, so that it actually blocks out the view that you once had over the vista of that particular part of Merseyside. And Liverpool are growing as well in stature after a definite mid-season blip. Last time out was their first win in 6 in all competitions by putting 6 past Leeds United, and with 24 points to play for, Liverpool will hope that this is the start of an end of season run that could rival, say, what Tottenham did last year to make the Champions League. Man hadn't walked on the moon the last time that Nottingham Forest won at Anfield. February 1969, the last time that the trees uprooted Liverpool on their own patch. Steve Cooper in a desperate state, 18th going into the weekend. They could go 16th with an unlikely win. Maybe they can draw upon Southampton's application last night at Arsenal. Alright, they didn't get all 3 points, but they got one, which nobody expected them to get. And maybe they can work along the same lines to try and get something for the man that used to work here as Liverpool's academy manager just over a decade ago. Team news: Liverpool unchanged from that win against Leeds. Alisson the keeper, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson in the back four. Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, Curtis Jones in midfield. Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo, Diogo Jota up front. There is a fluidity to that system. On the bench, Queven Kelleher, Joe Gomez, Thiago, James Milner, Harvey Elliott, Kostas Tsimikas, Luis Diaz, who of course is not long back from injury, Darwin Nunez and Joel Matip. As for Nottingham Forest, they lost 2-0 at home to Manchester United and make one change from that defeat. Brennan Johnson drops to the bench. A return in midfield for Orel Mangala, the Belgian anchorman. Keylor Navas, the keeper. Felipe Musoniakate and Scott McKenna in a back three. Nico Williams, once of Liverpool, of course. Remo Freuler, Orel Mangala, Danilo and Renan Lodi across midfield. Taiwo Awoniyi and Morgan Gibbs-White. The front two for Nottingham Forest. Their bench: Wayne Hennessy, Joe Worrell, Jesse Lingard, Harry Toffolo, Sam Surridge, Brennan Johnson, Emmanuel Dennis, Andre Ayew and Oliver Hammond. As Forest get us underway on Talksport 2, heading for the Kop end in the first half in their change strip of yellow shirts and socks with royal blue shorts. Liverpool, of course, in all red at Anfield, and Forest have won an early free kick midway point of the Liverpool half out on the left-hand side, and a chance to swing the ball into the box. Liverpool defending the edge of the D, maybe just inside that with their defensive line. Scott McKenna is at the far post, Awoniyi darting around the edge of the area. Musoniakate is in there too. Free kick goes deep to the far post, attempted header back across the face of goal by Felipe. Liverpool clear their lines, but only as far as the halfway line, where it's touched back by former Redman Nico Williams to his keeper Keylor Navas. And we've played a minute on Talksport 2, and it's goalless. Perry Groves.
Closing down there by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Dance, I think, he won about 70 yards from the edge of his own 18-yard box. Nico Williams played it back to Keylor Navas, and Trent Alexander-Arnold went to engage him. Made obviously Keylor Navas kick it long and give him possession back to Liverpool.
Ball is back on halfway with Liverpool, and Konate fires it through the middle looking for Gakpo. It's won back by Nottingham Forest. Mangala looks to try and release Awoniyi down the left-hand side, but couldn't find his intended target. And it's back with Alisson, who's wearing his lilac goalkeeping get-up today. Keylor Navas in all slate grey. And Liverpool have possession with Fabinho. Lovely ball across the centre circle to find Konate. Plays a little 1-2 with Jordan Henderson, still on the halfway line. And then Henderson looks for Mo Salah, getting a touch down the right-hand side. Remember, Forest won the reverse fixture back in the autumn by a goal to nil at the City Ground. Awani was the goal scorer that day. What we spotted, Perry?
We're just looking at Liverpool. We expect Trent Alexander to come into that sort of midfield position. When he's drifting into there, it's Danilo who's picking him up. Just keeps looking over his shoulder. You see there, it's got into Alexander-Arnold. Danilo's going to close him down, and Mangala's the one who's making sure that he's protecting his back three.
Ball's back on halfway with Liverpool again as they just look to push and probe early on. Forest, of course, have got this system with 5 across midfield to make it difficult for Liverpool to play through them. Curtis Jones on this near side with Liverpool attacking the Anfield Road end. I've won a throw right by the corner flag. Jota forcing Williams to put it out of play for a throw. Taken quickly by Jones down for Andy Robertson, who in turn guides it back to Virgil van Dijk. Robertson again gets his head up, thought about swinging an early cross into the box. Instead he gives it out to the left hand side to Curtis Jones. Gakpo has pulled out to this near side. Oh, what a lovely back flick to get Jones away to the dead ball line, but he doesn't cross it. He's closed down in the end in the nick of time by Freuler. And instead Liverpool again having to work it back to halfway. They bought themselves 2 or 3 yards there, Perry Groves, and didn't take advantage, Liverpool.
Yeah, I don't understand why Curtis Jones actually turned back. So it's a great backfield from Gakpo just down this left-hand touchline, and all Curtis Jones got to do is just whip it with his left foot, because Liverpool actually flooding the box. Had 4 players in the 80-yard area.
0-0 on Talksport 2 with 3 minutes gone at Anfield. Earlier today, Leeds lost again 2-1 at Fulham in our Talksport commentary at lunchtime. So their situation towards the foot of the Premier League is just as precarious. Forest starting the afternoon the wrong side of the dotted line, remember. And they watch as Liverpool get the ball to halfway, and Konate plays a short 1-2 with Mo Salah. And Forest in these early stages, Perry Groves, do look at least organised, and Liverpool are just standing off them at the moment, trying to think, okay, how do we play through these?
Yeah, Liverpool keeping possession. Just looking at Forest, Awani is obviously up front on his own, and Morgan gives right just drop off of him. So really for Forest it's a 3-1-4-1-1 system.
Nice and complicated.
So like a countdown, it's back to Ryan. We'll have 3 from the top, we'll have 1 from the bottom.
Well, here's Gakpo pulling out to the left wing for Liverpool for a moment, tries to thread the ball in front, he gets it back inadvertently off Freuler, drives it goalwards, and it's a good couple of yards wide, and Navas wasn't worried about it. Ends up being a goal kick to Forest away to our left hand side. 5 minutes gone, 0-0 on Talksport 2.
Yeah, Cody Gakpo just getting the rebound off of Nico Williams and just advancing probably about 25 yards from goal. To be fair, Dan, from that distance he should be hitting the target, because Nottingham Forest back under close him down. Callum Navas had a bit of a scramble to his right hand side, went harmlessly about 2 yards wide. Another thing noticed about Liverpool, Dan, as well, is when Trent Alexander-Arnold comes into that midfield area, it's Jordan Henderson who's been given the licence. He's the one who's making those third man runs. And then there's, at the moment, there's decent communication from Mangala to his back three. Just watched the run of Jordan Henderson coming in, but I'm just going to keep an eye on that, because Jordan Henderson's trying to get himself down the side of Scott McKenna.
Ball out to the left hand side, and Virgil van Dijk sends the ball out to the right wing as we reach the 6-minute mark, and the Nottingham Forest fans have released a banner saying respect the 97, solidarity with survivors, no to tragedy chanting. That's a perfectly put banner, rightly applauded all around Anfield. People getting to their feet to applaud a pretty succinct banner, Perry Groves.
Yeah, fantastic. Actually makes the hairs on the back of the neck stand up, dance, doesn't it? So that quite rightly you don't want any tragedy chanting. Both sets of supporters coming together.
Well played, Nottingham Forest fans. 0-0 on Talksport 2. Long ball downfield, trying to get Jordan Henderson away, and he's actually forced Moussinier Kante to touch it behind for a corner, and that's exactly what Perry Groves was talking about. Henderson making those deeper runs and forcing the Forest defence to turn it behind for their first corner of the game. 0-0.
Yeah, it's into that right hand channel. Alexander-Arnold just dropping a bit deeper. breaking pass, released Jordan Henderson. Niakate did well actually, because there was good communication. This time it was from Danilo, just saying watch the runner coming through. Niakate puts the ball out, corner for Liverpool on their right hand side.
First goal of the afternoon in the EFL. Northampton 0, Harrogate 1. Northampton pushing for automatic. Remember, Harrogate almost safe. Corner from Alexander-Arnold for Liverpool. Bit of a 50-pence header from Awaniyi. Headed it right up in the air, and it bounced behind for another corner. This time the corner will be between the Anfield Road and the main stand here at Anfield that we're sat in. We've got a beautiful bird's eye view here from the third tier of this stand. And Andy Robertson down beneath us is preparing to take this left wing corner for Liverpool at 0-0. If you're just tuning into Game Day live on Talksport 2.
Just looking at Diogo Jota there, he's trying to stop Keylor Navas from...
Well, here comes the corner, might drop for Fabinho at the edge of the area. Touched away by a Forest shirt. Liverpool have it back with Alexander-Arnold. Fires the ball to Robertson, heads it across the face of goal. Niakate with a hurried clearance. The spot from Trent Alexander-Arnold to see the run of Robertson, and then the ping out to him was quite brilliant. And here's Robertson again at 0-0, trying to play it down the left hand side of the box. Forest have got players back. Williams tries to get it clear, then Robertson gets a foot in, sends it into the Forest box. Niakate tries to get it clear. It's helped further downfield by Freuler, but there was a foul on a Liverpool player, Curtis Jones. So the home side now have a free kick pretty much at the left hand corner of their penalty area. 0-0.
Yes, this Nico Williams just come a little bit late there on Curtis Jones. You mentioned before there that raking ball from Alexander-Arnold where he just cuts off. It's like the right hand sort of quarter of the ball dance where he just pings it very much like a quarterback in American football.
Yeah, great pace on it.
Yeah, well, at least Andy Robinson was going to whip this free kick in.
And it comes from Robinson, near post. It's headed down and wide by Konate, who'd come forward. And it's been given as a corner. Well, I thought it came off Konate. And the Forest players having a word with Michael Oliver, the referee, but he's adamant that it is a corner. We're just sticking a replay on our monitor. Looked well to me like a goal kick, but there you go.
Well, Michael Oliver spotted something that I think, what was it, 55,000 and missed out in Anfield. Yeah. Couldn't have spotted.
So a corner where the Kenny Dalglish meets the Anfield Road end, over on the far side of the field from us. Trent Alexander-Arnold with it, right-footed out-swinger to come, fires it into the near post, drops under the crossbar, and Virgil van Dijk couldn't convert. Salah at the edge of the area picks it up, tries to volley it goalwards, and again there's yellow Forest shirts to repel. Back on halfway, and Robertson passes it inadvertently out of play for a Forest throw. 0-0, 10 minutes gone, goals elsewhere. AFC Wimbledon leads Swindon by a goal to 0. Charlton 0, Morecambe 1 in League One. Morecambe, remember, in the drop zone, but they lead through the goal of Stockton. Walsall 0, Salford City 1. Callum Hendry with Salford's goal. They were 3 points and 1 goal behind Mansfield in the final playoff spot in League 2 this afternoon. It's Aaron Pierre that got the goal for AFC Wimbledon, who are 19th, but I think are safe in League 2 for another season. 0-0 here between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest on Talksport 2, and Salah asked to charge down the right hand side, but he's been watched all the way by former Aberdeen man Scott McKenna, just behind, and Keylor Navas, who's put in some pretty impressive performances. It's coming in for the injured Dean Henderson, will take the goal kick and bid his centre halves to head downfield rather than sit with him in the penalty area. Wickham 0, Lincoln 1 in League 1. Wickham in 8th place, won 2 out their last 3, just 4 points off 6, but they're behind to Dylan Duffy at Adams Park. Forest free kick sent downfield straight to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and once again he fizzes it from right to left to find his fellow fullback Andy Robertson. And now Alexander-Arnold pushes into midfield once he's played that pass. So it's effectively a back three now with Robertson, Van Dijk at the centre and Konate on the right.
And we see Jordan Henderson again going into that sort of inside right position. McKenna coming out to engage him. It's good play by Scott McKenna, just making sure that Henderson can't get turned.
Sent back to Allison, who was outside his area, and he's had to clear again as Forest players converged on Jordan Henderson. Ball hasn't reached halfway. Forest will head it downfield through Remo Freuler, but only finds Henderson, who heads it and then tries to send a right-footed ball downfield, but skies it out of play over on the far side for a throw to Nottingham Forest. As I say, February 1969, the last time Forest won here, when Liverpool had players like Ian Callaghan, Tommy Smith, Emlyn Hughes and Ian St John. Barry Lyons got both Forest goals in that 1969 win. 25 visits in all competitions without beating Liverpool. And they have possession. Good touch from the inside midfield player from Renan Lodi. Now out on the left-hand side, Mangala runs out of room on that far side, trying desperately to keep it in play. Mansfield 1, Stevenage 0, so Mansfield respond to that Salford goal by scoring themselves at the one call. Davis Keeler-Dunn gives them the lead against Stevenage. Remember, Stevenage in third, they've got their own designs on automatic promotion. That's a big game in League 2 at Mansfield, but they lead by a goal to nil. It's 0-0 here. Forest in possession with Mangala. Neat touch in field by Danilo, looking to release Awaniyi down the left-hand side of the box. Danilo again will drive for the byline. Has he won a corner? No, it's a goal kick, says Michael Oliver, very quick to indicate that. And Wolves lead at Leicester in the Premier League. Matthias Cunha with the goal. And Leicester continue to struggle. No winning 10 and no clean sheet in 13 now. Starting the day a place below Nottingham Forest, so Wolves ahead. Every goal's going to, again today, is going to mean something, Perry.
Yep, it's that. So Alex Ferguson, it is his well-coined phrase, squeaky bum time.
Yeah.
He said there, and it makes, obviously, the Premier League, which is, I think, is the best elite league in the world. There's not many other leagues where you get the bottom team can go to the top team and go 2-0 up, 3-1 up.
Through ball from Henderson's overhit straight through to the very grateful Keylor Navas. Northampton equalise at home to Harrogate. David Norman makes it 1-1. Colchester 0, Sutton 1. Sorry, Perry. David Ajiboye for Sutton United. Colchester 7 points clear of the drop. Pretty safe. There's a massive game, incidentally, between Hartlepool and Crawley, either side of that dotted line. Now Forest had just won a corner. Renan Lodi got down the left-hand side and fired a crossing at pace, forcing Konate to turn it behind at the Kop end for Nottingham Forest's first corner of the afternoon, 0-0.
Yeah, they had some good link-up play down that left-hand side with Lodi and Awaniyi. It's a little 1-2. Lodi get himself level with the 18-yard box, trying to cross it in. To be fair to Konate, good positioning from him. Just put the ball out for a corner for Nottingham Forest on their left. Right-footed
in-swinging corner to come from Nottingham Forest at the Kop end, where it meets the Kelly Dalglish stand. Swung in right under the crossbar, headed out by Curtis Jones. Salah tries to flick it out to the left-hand side for Robertson, gives it back to Alexander Arnold. Again looks for Robertson with the ball out to the left, but across came Nico Williams. He was fouled by Robertson as he put it out of play for a throw. Plenty of incentive for Nico Williams to perform at Anfield this afternoon, back on his old stomping ground. 0-0. We played a quarter of an hour on Talksport 2.
Yeah, I think Alexander Arnold actually picked the wrong choice there. You say you saw Robertson galloping down this left-hand side, but Mo Salah made a brilliant run over the right-hand side. I was expecting Alexander Arnold obviously to ping it out with his passing range.
0-0 here. Bradford 0, Gillingham 1. Timothy Dieng for Gillingham. And Bradford, well, you know, they could still slip out the playoffs. And Wigan will go this afternoon if they lose. They'll be relegated from the Championship, but they lead Millwall by a goal to nil. Will Keane. Liverpool win the ball back on halfway. It's 0-0. Here comes Mo Salah down the inside right channel. Tries to slip it through to Gakpo. Niakate with a super sliding challenge to turn it out to play for a throw rather than a corner on the far side. 0-0.
Yeah, it was a really intelligent run from Cody Gakpo from inside left, diagonally going out to the right hand side. Mo Salah just trying to roll him in. He said there, Niakate made sure he stayed with his runner, slid the ball out of play for a throw-in for Liverpool. Just from Nottingham Forest's point of view, they've had a couple of good attacking moments, but they just leave themselves a little bit exposed at the back dance. When they're attacking, then their back five have got to just push up a little bit further so they condense the play.
That's the voice of Perry Groves, former Arsenal winger alongside me, Ian Dancer at Anfield. Now Morgan Gibbs-White picks up a loose ball midway point of the Liverpool half, goes for goal, but he's straight at Alisson, who was outside his 6-yard box and claimed it comfortably, but bit of lax defending from Liverpool inside their own half, 0-0.
Well, Virgil van Dijk was more like Dick van Dijk there. He's had the ball, there's nobody else around him whatsoever. All he's got to do is roll it out to Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side, just pings it straight to Gibbs-White.
Salah was almost away down the right-hand side, but Scott McKenna got a foot in and put it out of play. It finally rolls over the touchline on the halfway line on the far side for Liverpool to take a throw, 0-0. Goals elsewhere, Cardiff 0, Stoke 1. Josh Laurent gives Stoke the lead at the Cardiff City Stadium. Bristol City lead Rotherham by a goal to 0 through Tommy Conway. Swindon equalise at AFC Wimbledon 1-1, Luke Jeffcott penalty. Plymouth, one of those three teams looking for the title and automatic promotion from League One, lead Cambridge by a goal to 0. Callum Wright. And you're up to date on Talksport 2. It's 0-0 here at Anfield with 18 minutes gone on Merseyside. Bright sunshine this afternoon as Jordan Henderson trots in field from the right-hand touchline. Gives it back to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who immediately again looks for Robertson. Diogo Jota flicks the ball back in field to Fabinho. Forest have got everybody behind the ball inside their own half. Konate just by the centre circle to the right-hand side of it. Plays a short pass to Alexander-Arnold inside him. And then Salah picks it up, right wing. Early ball into Gakpo with his back to goal. Been dispossessed. Good strength by Moussa Niakate. Now running across the line, midway point of his own half. Managed to slip it away from a couple of challenges, but couldn't find Nico Williams. And here come Liverpool on the counter. Andrew Robertson plays the ball in field. Good cover from Oro Mangala. That's why he's in the side today, the Belgian midfielder, to snuff out those early passes in field, and he's put it out for a Liverpool throw. 0-0 the score.
Yeah, exactly. He's a screen in front of a Long Forest, three centre halves, Felipe, Niakate and McKenna. So he just screens in front of them. And again, we can see Alexander-Arnold.
Well, ball into the box from Robertson, which was cleared away quite confidently by Felipe. Avani tries to touch it down for Gibbs-White. Can't find his man though. Swindon have turned it around in quick order. AFC Wimbledon 1, Swindon Town 2, Jacob Wakeling. Keep you up to date with all the goals this afternoon around the country. There are some things that could be decided.
I think Rochdale could go down.
Rochdale could go down, yeah.
Is it 102 years they've been in the Football League?
Yeah, if they fail to win, then it's all over for Rochdale this afternoon. They're at Stockport, who've got designs on automatic promotion, still really starting the day in fourth, only 4 points off Northampton, who, as you've heard, have equalised against Harrogate. David Norman making it 1-1 at Sixfields. Henderson for Liverpool. Out to Salah, right-hand side, infield for Diogo Jota. In the Cumbrian derby, Barrow 0, Carlisle 1 in League 2. Ball's back with Konate, tries to fire it across to Andy Robertson, picks it up inside, 30 yards out, sent across football looking for Salah, but only found the head of Renan Lodi. But his header only finds Jordan Henderson down the right-hand side of the box, gets away from Mangala, can put a cross in, but it's right under the crossbar, nobody challenging Navas, and he makes a comfortable claim with 20 minutes gone on Talksport 2. It's Liverpool 0, Forest 0, Perry Groves.
Yeah, I think Steve Cooper, the Nottingham Forest manager, will be highly delighted, Dan. So he just got over 20 minutes played. I can't remember Keylor Navas having a save to make. So sort of they've quelled the crowd a little bit. They've tried to be adventurous when they're in possession.
Well, you're listening to Liverpool 0, Forest 0 on Talksport 2 with Car Finance 24/7. Say hello to hassle-free Car Finance and search Car Finance 24/7 today. We've played 21 minutes here at Anfield. York City 0, Aldershot 1 in a big game in the conference. It's 19th against 18th and the shots are ahead. Diogo Jota for Liverpool, midway point of the Forest half on this near touchline on the left as they're attacking the Anfield Road. Now comes in field, little back heel from Gakpo trying to get Henderson away, but Mangala will bring it clear. Good speed from Mangala, tried to fire it into the centre circle for Avani, but it was intercepted by Fabinho. Now Salah picks it up, right wing, faced up by Lodi, gets into the area, gets onto his left, finds Fabinho at the edge of the area, who lifts a right-footed shot high over the crossbar and into the Forest fans at the Anfield Road end. Goal kick, 0-0.
That's when Nottingham Forest are the most vulnerable doubts, when they're in possession, they give it away unnecessarily. Then Liverpool can get their overload in the wide areas. Mo Salah just coming in, goes back to Fabinho and he's just leaning back, just skies it high, wide and handsome. I think from Liverpool's point of view, they can move the ball a little bit quicker.
Yeah, they could do that from either side. Well, certainly you would say that Trent Alexander-Arnold is looking to move the ball quickly and find Robertson more often than not when he's got the ball. He is trying to speed up the tempo. Ball's on halfway with Curtis Jones for Liverpool. Van Dijk strokes the ball across to Konate, still inside his own half. Colchester equalise against Sutton. Luke Chambers to please Perry Groves.
Unbeaten the last 7.
That's right, 7 points clear of the drop. Should be okay. It's a far more precarious situation for Nottingham Forest. But they're defending all right. They've got through a quarter of the game, and Felipe just takes the ball off the toe of Curtis Jones, and the centre-half has continued his run into the Liverpool half, but then back comes Andy Robertson to snuff out any potential for a Nottingham Forest counter-attack, and Liverpool are back in possession with Fabinho. Alexander-Arnold now on halfway. Salah calling for it on the right wing and receives it now, but he's not quite at the midway point of the Forest half. Lodi's watching him like a hawk, so it goes back infield to Gakpo. Konate on halfway. He looks for Fabinho. Thought about an early pass into the feet of Henderson further forward. He gives it back out to the right-hand side. Ball goes out of play, and that's a Liverpool throw. Norwich 0, Swansea 1. What a run Swansea have been on. 6 unbeaten with 5 wins, and Joe Latibeaudiere has given them the lead at Norwich, who started the day in 10th, 2 points off 6th. Now Morgan Gibbs-White for Nottingham Forest, striding forward, flicks it out to the right wing. Nico Williams, early cross, and it goes way beyond the run of Danilo, who's the furthest player forward, and out of play for a Liverpool throw right hand side, 0-0.
You did really well. When you put out front on your own, you've got to make sure that you hold the ball in. Exactly what he did. He got himself turned, just released it out to this right hand side. Morgan Gibbs-White was a great little ball actually to Nico Williams. Nico Williams had the right idea, but he just got to make sure that he bends that along the floor dance. Danilo made a good run, but he just overhit it.
Ball's out with Dior-Jota on this near side, just in front of the halfway line. Van Dijk looks for Konate again. Now Salah, right hand side. Lodi facing him up. Henderson going further down the touchline for an option, but Salah's gone back to halfway. It's currently Liverpool 0, Forest 0. For the latest odds, head to 888 Sport, the official betting partner of Talksport 2's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get Liverpool to win at 5-1 on. Salah's brought down for a free kick about 35 yards out. So Liverpool to win at 1-5, Forest to win 14-1 you'll get for that. The draw is priced at 9-2. That's all thanks to 888 Sport, made to challenge, made to debate, made to play. It's 18+. BeGambleAware.org. Michael Oliver is just marking out the 10 yards for the free kick for the challenge by, was it Mangala?
Yep, Mangala. He's not very happy with Mike Oliver because he didn't actually make contact with Trent Alexander-Arnold, but Alexander-Arnold actually hurled him, so he didn't make contact with him. So it was Michael Oliver was 100% right. It is a free kick.
Port Vale 1 up in League 1. Here's Alexander-Arnold's free kick. Van Dijk with a header tipped over the bar by Navas. That's as close as we've come in the opening half hour here at Anfield. Free kick teased into the box. Van Dijk rose well at the far post, but Navas tipped the header over. Corner to Liverpool, 0-0.
Yeah, fantastic flying save there from Keylor Navas. Excellent header from Virgil van Dijk. Just getting away from his marker, Scott McKenna. Got his full forehead on it, just redirects it back the way it came. There's one for the cameras from Keylor Navas with his right hand just going across to his left hand side.
Robertson whips in the corner when it goes through everybody and out of play for another corner. It must have taken a touch off a Forest boot on the 6-yard line. Nobody in Liverpool Red gambled in that 6-yard box for that corner.
Yeah, those on the hills. You say got the first have gone man for man. His ball bounces across the 6-yard box. maybe Konate can gamble a little bit better. He gets a simple tap in.
Trent Alexander-Arnold gets a rousing round of applause. There's a Forest player down hurt inside the box. Gives me a chance to remind you that a lot more live football to come. FA Cup semi-final over on Talksport. Astor Adrian's brought you all the goals in all the games, taking you around the grounds. Manchester City against Sheffield United. Here on Talksport 2, got a great game in prospect at 5:30. Preston against Blackburn. So much riding on that, with both teams having designs on the playoffs. Adam Bridge and Mickey Gray will be there for that, and I'll be bringing you another brilliant game in this mad race for the Championship playoffs tomorrow lunchtime on Talksport 2. West Bromwich Albion against Sunderland is a noon kickoff. Join me from 11:45 in the morning. I've got Chris Iwelumo alongside me at the Hawthorns, and that will be a great atmosphere to see whether West Brom or Sunderland. I think whoever loses that game might consider themselves with a bit too much to do. Trying to see which Forest player it is that's down injured, but it doesn't look good. Steve Cooper's making some quite agitated gestures, as though he might have to make some adjustments down there. Alan Tate's having a word with some of the Forest players who've come across to take some water. Meantime, Northampton have gone in front against Harrogate. They were behind, then had 2-1 up. Sam Hoskins, his 21st goal of the season. What a brilliant season Sam Hoskins has had. What you spotted, Terry Groves?
Well, you say that Nottingham Forest to get in there. Substitutes already.
Yeah.
Andy Taylor, the fourth official, has obviously got the board up.
Is it Scott McKenna? It is Scott McKenna that's down there. It looks like he's holding his arm into his chest, which is always an indication that he's done something with a collarbone or a shoulder injury or something like that. But it's not good for Scott McKenna, and Joe Worrell is going to be on for him in fairly short order. So it must have fallen awkwardly as that corner was whipped in from the left-hand side. And of course these pitches, they look beautiful, but they are quite firm, aren't they?
They've got the stone base underneath it for drainage purposes.
Yeah.
So Scott McKenna is not one to come off if he wasn't really struggling.
By the way, Hull City 1, Watford 0. Hull City lead through Ozan Tufan. Fancy being in that Watford dressing room when Chris Wilder gets hold of them at half-time. Off goes McKenna. On comes Worrell. Much beloved, an academy graduate, now over 200 appearances for Nottingham Forest. Centre-half for centre-half. First job for him is to keep an eye on Fabinho, it seems, who's trying to put Keylor Navas under pressure for this Liverpool corner at the Anfield Road end. Swung in by Alexander-Arnold. Turn goal was cleared off the line by Nico Williams, and it's worked back to halfway, and Liverpool was so close to taking the lead, but the former Anfield man Nico Williams cleared it away off the line. Diagonal ball out to this left-hand side. Alexander-Arnold stayed out here on the left, trying to jockey Nico Williams, his old teammate, and then swings a decent ball in, headed out by Renan Lodi, coming back from full-back, and then finally cleared for a throw. 0-0, but Liverpool have come close, Perry.
Exactly, yeah, just creating some pressure. So there's Nico Williams. How many times don't you see the full-back who's on the post actually drift out and just get out to the 6-yard box? He actually kept his discipline.
Yeah.
And when Keylor Navas was beaten, he made sure he was the one that cleared it. Liverpool look most dangerous from Trent Alexander-Arnold's set pieces, from his corners, whereas his delivery is absolutely superb, where it was out swinging from the left-hand side, in swinging from the right-hand side.
Now, Forest coming away, half an hour gone, 0-0. Gibbs White trying to play the ball inside from the left wing, looking for the run of Danilo, but just played it straight through to Allison, who's immediately released Andy Robertson over the halfway line for the home side. Just tucks it infield to Fabinho. Konate in the centre circle. Applause from Liverpool fans down beneath us as Darwin Nunez comes out to do a few warming up exercises. Colchester 2, Sutton 1. John Akinde puts Colchester ahead, and Cardiff equalise against Stoke. Sorry Cabba makes it 1-1 at the Cardiff City Stadium in the Championship. Cardiff, remember, starting the day in 19th, just 2 points clear of the bottom three. Here's Curtis Jones for Liverpool, flicking it down the left wing for Andy Robertson. Crosses blocked at source by Nico Williams, and out of play for a throw to be taken by Robertson. Down for Curtis Jones, tucks it in field for Alexander Arnold, and now Virgil van Dijk looks for Robertson. Fabinho tries to join in, 2 Forest shirts causing him problems, and now it's Ibrahima Konate pushing forward right hand side. Henderson now takes, but he's forced back to halfway by good defending, this time by Moussa Niakate pushing out from the back. As you say, he's been detailed, hasn't he, Niakate, to keep an eye on Henderson more than anybody else, Perry?
Yeah, that's what Nottingham Forest have done really well, playing with their back three, Felipe Niakate, and now it's Joe Worrell. Every time the ball comes into a Liverpool player, whether it's Jota, whether it's Gakpo, they make sure that whoever's marking the centre-half, they follow him all the way in.
Now Remo Freuler looks to release Awoniyi down the right-hand side. Van Dijk's gone with him. He's at the right-hand corner of the box, Taiwo Awoniyi. Just holds play up for a moment. Yellow shirts joining in. Freuler looks for Gibbs White inside the box. Alexander Arnold steps across, and he forces Freuler to put it behind for what is a Liverpool goal kick. 0-0 the score. Plymouth 1, Cambridge 1. Cambridge equalise at Home Park through Sam Smith, and Millwall equalise at Wigan. That's now 1-1. George Saville. Cheltenham have got a couple of quick goals to race into a 2-goal lead in the local derby against already relegated Forest Green Rovers. 0-0 here at Anfield between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. We played 33 minutes on Talksport 2. Here's Fabinho down for Konate. Now out to the right-hand side, and it's given back to Konate. Liverpool have had one great effort, cleared off the line by Nico Williams, their former right back, and one good save from Keylor Navas to deny Virgil van Dijk. And they win a throw, Liverpool, midway point of the Forest half, taken quickly by Robertson. Diogo Jota trying to get him behind, but it's headed behind by Remo Freuler, and it's a corner given. Forest fans behind the goal to our left saying that ball didn't go all the way over the dead ball line, and it's been given as a corner. Left-footed outswinger to come from Andy Robertson. You're listening to Talksport 2 on this Saturday afternoon with so much going on around the country in the Premier League and the EFL. Wolves leading at Leicester, the only other Premier League goal we've got so far. 0-0 here. Robertson's corner for Liverpool from the left, deep to the far post. Might drop for Van Dijk, cleared away by Mangala, comes out to Salah, looks to curl it goalwards, and it's gone the wrong side of the post by a couple of yards. Navas again didn't seem unduly worried by the flight of that Salah effort, and it's another goal kick to Nottingham Forest, and it's still 0-0 here at Anfield, Perry Groves.
Yeah, I think Mo Salah just got caught twixt in between their dads when it came out to. He just flicked to him by Jordan Henderson. He didn't know whether he was trying to bend it inside Kalana's top left-hand corner or just whip it to the far post for Konate to get a header on. Liverpool just there appealing for a handball.
You're listening to Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 0 on Talksport 2 with our friends at Now Sports. Don't forget that with Now Sports you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Newcastle Tottenham live tomorrow for £11.99 with no contract. Just search Now Sports for all the deets.
Yeah, you talking about the appeal for a handball there for Liverpool dance. It was Virgil van Dijk challenging Niakate. Niakate actually had his back to play and the ball's hit his arm, so there's no way in the world that Michael Owen's going to give that as a penalty, even though his arm may be just a little bit away from his body. He had no idea where the ball was.
And the goal kick to Liverpool as another Forest attempt to attack down the left-hand side comes to nothing. AFC Wimbledon 1, Swindon 3. They were 1-0 down, but Swindon have gone goal crazy. Luke Jeffcott with a second of the afternoon, and Tranmere lead Grimsby in lead 2 by goal to Norwich Hawks. 0-0 here. Gakpo dropping deep to pick up possession for Liverpool, trying to send it out left for Jota, intercepted by Williams. Gibbs White is dispossessed by a good challenge by Robertson, who's now attacking down the Liverpool left here. Chips the ball into the near post. Worrell takes it on his chest, but that gives it straight to Diogo Jota. Then Robertson tries to get into the area, slips at the vital moment, and Williams is then tackled by Curtis Jones, and Worrell comes out and slides in. Forest are putting everything on the line here. You think it was the 36th minute of the second half, not the first half, the way they're flying into challenges to protect this goalless scoreline. Here's Jota, left-hand corner of the box, tried to play it into the feet of Gakpo, but again Forest have men around the ball and get it half clear. Alexander-Arnold flicks it out to the right wing for Mo Salah. Salah up against Renan Lodi. Tried to lay it off at Alexander-Arnold, just had to check his run. In fact, Salah goes back to retrieve the ball himself. Alexander-Arnold finds Henderson. And then Alexander-Arnold goes back to Van Dijk, stood just in front of the centre circle. Out to the left-hand side for Andy Robertson. Gives it back to Van Dijk. Again, Forest have got every yellow shirt behind the ball. Here's Curtis Jones on the near side, the left, with Liverpool attacking the Anfield Road end. With 8 minutes to half-time on Talksport 2. Still 0-0 if you're just tuning into Game Day exclusive.
Just look at Liverpool now, Dan. So it's got a little bit static because Forest have got a good team shape, so it's like a 5-4-1.
Oh, down goes Mo Salah, wins a free kick off near Karte, down the right-hand side of the box. I can tell you that Leicester have equalised against Wolves at the King Power. A penalty from Kelechi Iheanacho. It's 1-1 in that crucial game at the bottom, and a free kick. It was a little clip from Konate on Salah.
Yeah, Mo Salah just trying to skip inside him onto his left foot. So near Karte just a little bit late, trod on Mo Salah's foot.
That's a free kick, level with the edge of the area, just down the right-hand side.
It's perfect for Alexander-Arnold to whip it in with his right foot. There's a two-man Nottingham Forest wall with Nico Williams and Gibbs White.
And it comes from... came in from Alexander-Arnold, and Jota headed it into the side netting, and there were a few supporters on the other side who thought that was in as it rippled the wrong side of the netting and goes behind for a goal kick. Cheltenham 3, Forest Green 0, Alfie May. Forest Green going back to League 2, and Coventry starting the day in 8th, lead Reading by a goal to nil. Matty Godden. 4 unbeaten Coventry, just 1 point off 6th. Could Mark Robin's Sky Blues be in the Championship playoffs?
Is it 1 defeat in the last 8? Last minute equaliser, wasn't it, from the goalkeeper, Ben Wilson?
They've done brilliantly, Coventry.
Against Blackburn.
They've been up there all season, you know, in and around. They've had injury problems. A magnificent effort from them.
Reading really struggling.
Well, Reading by, conversely, 1 point off QPR. Trying to get themselves out of the bottom 3. Now Liverpool at 0-0. Forest will win the ball back, just a ricochet. Bounces back through to Keylor Navas. And Forest are just over 5 minutes away from seeing a goalless scoreline through to half-time, which I'm sure is something that would absolutely delight Steve Cooper and Alan Tate down there beneath us, Perry.
That's probably been their most disciplined performance so far. Down just up to the 40th minute in this first half, away from home this season. We said before, they've only won 6 points away from home.
Just the 1 win, remember, which was against Southampton. 11 defeats, 3 draws on their travels. And that win at Southampton came in January. Swansea got a second at Norwich. Wow. Norwich 0, Swansea 2. Liam Cullen. Liverpool in possession, right-hand side with Mo Salah. Oh, lovely touch from Gakpo, sends it into Alexander-Arnold down the right-hand side of the box, and he toe-poked the ball out of play when he was in space and had the chance to pull it back. He just toe-poked the ball away from himself and behind for a goal kick, 0-0.
That's the last thing you want, is a mole just to pop up when Alexander-Arnold. That's the first mistake he's made. It's a great little pass and movement from Liverpool. Mo Salah into Cody Gakpo. Great little layoff, and as Alexander-Arnold gets himself away from Danilo probably for the first time, as you said there, he just with his right foot toe pokes it away, where he just wants to take a touch to whip it across the 6-yard box.
The touch from Gakpo was fantastic to set Alexander-Arnold away down the inside left channel of the area. Here come Forest though, with Morgan Gibbs White down the left-hand side of the box, chops onto his right, plays it across the face of goal. Alisson flaps it away. Diogo Jota heads it clear, touchdown by Gakpo, and Liverpool can try and counter. Jones gets up towards the halfway line for Liverpool, just stops for a moment under the watchful gaze of Freuler. Now here's Andy Robertson down the left-hand side for Liverpool, looking for an option. Fabinho made a running field, tried to find him, but blocked out of play for a throw-in by Nico Williams once again. Now Fabinho rolls the ball back into the centre circle for Ibrahima Konate for Liverpool. 3.5 to the break on Talksport 2. 0-0 it remains at Anfield. Konate. Sorry, Prey, you were going to say.
All about concentration over there from Nottingham Forest players, because they've done brilliantly well to get themselves to this, come up to the 42nd minute, been very disciplined. They've made sure they've engaged the ball, haven't given Liverpool time in possession.
Well, they were doing well at Leeds until they were pegged back just before half-time. They thought they'd seen it out to the break there. Can they see it out to the break here and keep it scoreless at Anfield? Alexander-Arnold whips the ball into the near post. It's cleared away by Felipe. Awoniyi, almost in a left-back position, gets it half clear. Henderson keeps it in play on the far side. The roars go up around Anfield. That sort of get-on-with-it sound. Liverpool looking to attack. Van Dijk spreads play from right to left. Finds Andy Robertson on this near side. Getting worse for Norwich. They've had a man sent off against Swansea now. 2-0 down, and Sam McCallum's been sent off at Carrow Road. Here's Mo Salah for Liverpool. Right hand corner of the box, trying to play it into the feet of Gakpo, but again Felipe read that, got in front of the Liverpool striker and cleared his lines, but only as far as Konate on halfway. Now here's Salah down the right hand side of the box. Was he offside? He played it across the face of goal. It's cleared away, half cleared by Forest, and then touched down by Danilo for Renan Lodi, who can lift it towards halfway, where Awoniyi is scrapping for possession with Konate, and he's been fouled by Konate, and Forest have a free kick, and it stays 0-0 as we edge towards half-time on Talksport 2.
Yeah, Mo Salah there just breaking the Nottingham Forest back five line and getting free on that right-hand side, and that sort of epitomised what Liverpool about. Dance, got himself in a dangerous positions. He just tried to cross it with the outside of his left foot, and Konate just cleared it quite easily, made to just get it up the left-hand touchline to Awoniyi, and he does really well because he makes sure that Konate can't get in front of him.
Massive goal in League 2. Got set. Hartlepool 0, Crawley 1. That's 23rd against 22nd. Dominic Telford. Alisson heads the ball up in the air, or the offside flag had gone up against the Forest player to spare Alisson's blushes, because he came out inside the D to try and head the free kick clear and just headed it right up in the air. But the Forest player offside meant a free kick to Liverpool.
As he got himself completely caught in no man's land, because you've got to let your centre halves deal with it when it's coming into the D, and he's come out to engage Felipe. As you said there, it looks like he had his crash helmet on. He just headed the ball straight up in the air, but breathed a sigh of relief. He looked over to his left hand side, and the linesman was flagging for offside.
30 seconds of normal time remaining in this first half on Talksport 2. It's 0-0. Find out from Michael Oliver's assistant in a minute how much time we have at the end of the half. Here's Salah picking it up right hand corner of the box on the overlap. The cross comes in from Henderson, drops to the far post from Jota, took it on his chest. That allowed a Forest player to get a touch himself. It's all inside the box. It's pinball. Where's it going to end up? Little back heel from Curtis Jones, doesn't work for him. Then scampering down the left hand side is Robertson, trying to get the cross in, checked onto his right. Jota is fouled. Free kick to Liverpool down the left hand side of the box, almost at the dead ball line. It's going to be like a short corner for Liverpool this, as we go into 3 minutes of added time at the end of the half with the score at 0-0.
Yeah, he's all a bit hair and scaring them. Got the first 18-yard box. Liverpool couldn't quite get control of the ball. When they did win it back, come to Jota on this left-hand side, and Morgan Gibbs-White, he's done well initially, Dave. He's gone to close him down, but then he's just got to slow himself down, and he's tried to get in front of Diogo Jota, and basically what he's done is he's shouldered him off it. So there's like a hockey short corner. Robertson will swing it in with his left foot.
At the Anfield Road end, in added time, Robertson chips it to the far post. It's headed up by Felipe. Salah will keep it in play on the far side, the right. Well, he's got Freuler who's come out to close down the space. So Salah rolls it back to Henderson, drives it to the edge of the centre circle for Alexander-Arnold. Immediately, again, looks for his mate Robertson on this left-hand side. Tries to touch it round Williams. Does get round Williams, who then gets back. And he's won a goal kick for Nottingham Forest, as Michael Oliver spots that it came off the Liverpool left-back last of all. Goal kick to Nottingham Forest, and it stays 0-0 on Talksport 2.
You have to say, defensively, Nottingham Forest have been absolutely outstanding, because every time that the ball's come in to a Liverpool forward, it's Gakpo, whether it's Jota or it's Mo Salah, the first man's gone to engage him. If he tried to get in front of him, the back 5 of Nottingham Forest have been absolutely outstanding, because the 3 centre-halves, Felipe Niakate and McKenna, now Joe Wall's come on, they make sure they just try and get their foot in. So a Liverpool player can't get turned, can't get himself set. That was a brilliant example there from Nico Williams, because Andy Robertson's flicked it round one side and gone on the outside. Nico Williams' recovery run was excellent, slid in, just played it back off Andy Robertson for a goal kick for Nottingham Forest. And say Steve Cooper will be absolutely delighted with this defensive display from Nottingham Forest.
And you'll be delighted with the score from the Colchester game. Colchester 3, Sutton 1. Junior Shamadeu with the third for the U's. 0-0 here, deep in added time at the end of the first half on Talksport 2. Alexander Arnold inside his own half, squares it infield to Konate, who drifts into the centre circle, tries to drift in between 2 Forest players, got 10 yards inside the Forest half and then looked for Henderson. Henderson though forced to go back to Alexander Arnold on halfway. Now Robertson picks it up again from Alexander Arnold. Jota comes in from the left-hand touchline and finds Fabinho. Fabinho overhits the pass intended for Henderson. Salah does brilliantly to keep it in play on the far side, and now Henderson's going on the overlap, but Salah looks down the right hand to the box for Gakpo, but Niakate's there, gets the foot in and then clears it downfield for Nottingham Forest. And there goes the half-time whistle, and a subdued Anfield, but the roars and the cheers you can hear from the Forest fans down to our left at the Anfield Road end, because it's been a real tough, obdurate first half performance by Nottingham Forest. They've really worked hard in every aspect to deny Liverpool space, close players down, and Liverpool have been restricted to a couple of efforts really. Virgil van Dijk with a header over the bar. There was a shot cleared off the line by the former Liverpool man Nico Williams. Diogo Jota with a header that skimmed the side netting from the ball whipped in from the right hand side. Forest have had an occasional foray forward, but haven't really tested Alisson seriously. But Steve Cooper will be delighted with this scoreline. Not so Jurgen Klopp. All the impetus of Leeds last time out has been frittered away in the first 45 minutes. Full second half commentary to come though. Things may well change. Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 0. And Liverpool get us underway right on cue, wearing all red, kicking towards the Kop in this second half. That's to our right as we sit high up in the 3-tier main stand here at Anfield. Forest in their change strip of yellow shirts and socks with royal blue shorts. They're attacking the Anfield Road end where their supporters are. And we're running through the lineups in a minute, but Liverpool had possession on the halfway line with Fabinho out to the left-hand side and Andy Robertson. Van Dijk, who had one of Liverpool's better chances in the first period, spreads play wide via Konate to Mo Salah. Salah clipping it down the right hand side for Gakpo. Lovely turn, right hand corner of the penalty area, just ran into traffic, so it's gone back out to Salah on this near side. Left footed ball into the box and it's headed behind by Niakate for an early corner to Liverpool at the Kop end in this second half. 0-0.
Yeah, good start from Liverpool. Great little ball from Mo Salah, just rolled it into Cody Gakpo. He actually spun Felipe brilliantly well, and I thought he was going to get a shot away. Decided to check back. Cross gets blocked. Corner for Liverpool on this right hand side,
which Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to take. Right-footed, he's going to get some whip on it the way he's addressing the ball. Does whip it to the far post, up go the heads, and a Forest head, and it's got it in on the goal line by Diogo Jota. Got it ahead of the Forest players on the line. Fabinho got the initial header in on 6 yards, and finally the deadlock is broken. Liverpool only needed a minute or so to hit the front in this second half, and Diogo Jota from very, very close range nodded it in, and Forest have it all to do on the road once again. Liverpool 1, Nottingham Forest 0.
Yes, a brilliant delivery again from Trent Alexander-Arnold from his right side, out swinging with his right foot. Liverpool makes one to get the first connection. Fabinho gets the second one. Jota gets the third. Just headed right back across the goal. Actually, I think it comes off of Niakate first. Then it comes back to Fabinho. He does what he should do. Just head it back across goal. Simple header from Diogo Jota from 2 yards. Excellent start from Liverpool in this second half. It's going to be a long, long second half now for Nottingham Forest. Dan, obviously they went for the whole first half, not conceding, now conceding the first minute of the second. This is now where Steve Cooper needs his players to stand up and be counted.
Liverpool have the lead through Diogo Jota's third Premier League goal of the season. Forest have a free kick. I won't run you through the lineups, I promise, but Forest have this free kick that Nico Williams is preparing to strike from inside the centre circle. Lofts it up to the edge of the box. Niakate tries to help it on. Drops for Gibbs-White, and he hits it firmly, and a great save from Alisson to turn it behind from the corner. Almost a perfect response from Nottingham Forest and Morgan Gibbs-White with a 25-yard sizzler that Alisson did well to push behind. Corner kick.
Yeah, fantastic technique from Morgan Gibbs-White on the D. The edge of the 18-yard box with his right foot, just strikes right through the middle of the ball. Good save from Alisson to his right-hand side corner for Nottingham Forest.
Which Morgan Gibbs-White is going to take right in front of the Forest fans at the Anfield Road end. Right-footed in-swinger Alisson claims it very comfortably at his far post and will bowl it out to Alexander-Arnold on the left-hand side for Liverpool. Jota sprinting ahead of him. Alexander-Arnold's coming field, trying to thread it through for his mate Andy Robertson. Forest win it back, and then there's a foul on Niakate at the edge of the area and a free kick to Nottingham Forest. Tranmere have gone 2 up on Grimsby in League 2. Those lineups for Liverpool: Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Fabinho, Jones, Salah, Gakpo, Jota. For Forest, Navas the keeper, Felipe, Niakate and Worrell, who came on for the injured McKenna in the first half. Williams, Freuler, Mangala, Danilo, Lodi, Awaniyi, Gibbs-White. Liverpool in all red, in bright sunshine once again here at Anfield. A possession inside their own half with Andy Robertson. Lofts a ball down the right-hand side. Worrell gets his head to it, but then Jota finds Gakpo, lays it off as Henderson in the middle of the Forest half. Now Salah picks it at right-hand corner of the box. Always dangerous. Flicks it back to Gakpo, trying to drive at the edge of the area. Freuler did really well to block the shot, but it comes back out to Salah anyway, who's trying to protect the ball behind for a corner. It won't trickle over the dead ball line, so instead he's played a lovely reverse ball to Alexander-Arnold, cross to the far post. Desperate defending from Nottingham Forest to try and keep it clear. Robertson chips it back into the area. Henderson tries a header on goal, it goes nowhere, and it's skied by a Forest defender into the air, and eventually Lodi can try and pass down to Awaniyi to try and hold it in play on this near side, but out steps Konate to put it out for a throw. 1-0 to Liverpool on Talksport 2. We've played 5 minutes of the second half. Here's Perry Groves.
Just Miles Morency dancing there from Liverpool in this second half. You can bet your life that Jurgen Klopp, I'm not sure if he got like the hairdryer out, it might have been just stuck on medium level, I think.
Yes.
Because it'd have had a word in their shell lights about sort of the lethargy in their pass in the first half. Even though they dominated possession with 86% of it, they didn't move the ball quick enough.
Here comes Morgan Gibbs-White, and Nico Williams is in space, rolled in at the edge of the area, right-footed drive, deflected in! It's 1-1, and Nico Williams won't celebrate, but the Forest fans will. Behind that goal, a deflection on the shot from the former Liverpool man has brought Nottingham Forest level at Anfield. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Williams scores to the delight of the travelling support. It is Liverpool 1, Forest 1.
The Nottingham Forest fans have gone absolutely apoplectic, Dan. You can understand it, because I think they were thinking it was going to be a real long half like we were. Nottingham Forest just get a throw-in on their left-hand side, goes into Awaniyi, just flicks it inside to Morgan Gibbs-White, just rolls it out to Nico Williams with his right foot. Jordan Henderson goes to close him down, so just takes a big deflection off of Jordan Henderson. It's actually Andy Robertson who's got across to him.
It's his first goal for Nottingham Forest, and it comes against his former club. Nico Williams makes it 1-1 on Talksport 2.
I can't believe that he hasn't celebrated that. So if that was me, I'd be running round Anfield. You probably wouldn't catch me for about 10 minutes. He said it's his first goal.
It's the fashion, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
but
the fashion.
I don't really get it, because he's just got his Nottingham Forest side back into the game.
Now, I heard Stan Collymore on Talksport yesterday talking about this, about, you know, if it was him, he's of exactly the same mind as you, Perry, when he was chatting with Hawksby and Jacobs on the Fools panel.
If they've not the Forest dance, it was a good little set piece move, wasn't it, from the throw-in into a Wanye to Morgan Gibbs right out to Nico Williams on that right hand side, and Robinson trying to get to close him down, sort of turned his back, give Alice absolutely no chance.
So 1-1, and Liverpool have got to start again effectively from where they were. They thought they got the perfect stop, which they did, to the second half, but quickly cancelled out, and a throw has been given, or in fact a free kick's been given to Nottingham Forest. Just a reminder, we've only got all 10 Premier League games in midweek across the Talksport network, whether it's Talksport or Talksport 2 or the app. Every game in midweek, including the Little Match Review young man going up to the Etihad
with Stuart Pearce, and I'm going to make sure that, I think it's Sam who'll be commentating, just make sure that he stood in between me and Stuart Pearce, because trust me, he will still try and boot me even though he wasn't playing.
That's a damning indictment if you reckon that Stuart's still of that sort of mind. Yeah, Manchester City, Arsenal. You won't hear it anywhere else on national radio on Wednesday night, but there's loads of games. Tuesday you've got Wolves Crystal Palace on the app, Villa Fulham on Talksport 2, Leeds Leicester on Talksport, for example. All 10 midweek Premier League games, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Just go to the Talksport app and you can see what game is on where, whether it's Talksport, Talksport 2 at the app, via our live games tab. I'll be at Villa on Tuesday for Talksport 2 and West Ham against Liverpool on Wednesday for Talksport 2. Now, Reading have equalised at Coventry 1-1 at the CBS Arena. Lucas Jab, big goal for Reading. They need the points, goodness me. And a free kick to Liverpool back here at Anfield with 9 minutes gone in the second half. 1-1, midway point of the half, out to the left-hand side. Andy Robertson preparing to whip in a left-footed delivery. In it comes, taken down by Jota, onside, throws it in. So simple. They caught out Nottingham Forest with a ball into the near post. They just stood still, the Forest defenders. Jota had all the time in the world to chest it down and fire it past Navas. Forest players complaining, they want VAR to get involved. But Diego Jota wheels away with his second of the afternoon, and Liverpool are back in front at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Nottingham Forest 1.
Dance, that was really coolly taken by Diogo Jota. Just bends his run, takes it on his chest. It's a really crisp left foot volley. First look, Dance, I actually thought that Michael Owen said that he hadn't blown his whistle, or the linesman the flag offside, because all the Nottingham Forest players just completely stood still. No one's gone with Diogo Jota. In the end, it's Felipe who tries to go and engage him, but it's just really sloppy defending from Nottingham Forest. Brilliant technique from Diogo Jota. First on his chest, then on his side, then left foot volley with Caleb Navas absolutely no chance whatsoever. Shocking defending from Nottingham Forest. You can understand why their away record is so poor, guys, because they defended really well, resolutely in the first half. In the second half, they've just completely lost their concentration.
And Diogo Jota doubles his Premier League goal tally in the space of one game. One half even. 4 for the season now for Jota, but Forest trying to respond again. Awani can't get the shot in. Comes out to Nico Williams, who lost the ball back into the box. Allison will claim at his far post. 2-1 to Liverpool on Talksport 2. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Exeter 1. Josh Key, Sheffield Wednesday are just struggling at the vital moment to try and keep pace with Plymouth and Ipswich. Barnsley, who are also in that mix for automatic promotion, are 2-0 up on Oxford. Slobodan Tedic with a second for Barnsley. Oxford struggling, no win in 15 for Liam Manning and his predecessor Carl Robinson. We played 11 minutes of the second half. Liverpool 2-1 up on Talksport 2. Felipe just turns away from Gakpo and brings the ball clear and fires it down the left-hand channel looking for Awani, but it's very calmly dealt with by Virgil van Dijk. Now let's see whether Liverpool are a little more street smart in terms of holding on to this lead that they've got very well.
They went to sleep when Nottingham Forest equalised. It just a flying from Nottingham Forest. Jurgen Klopp.
Alexander Arnold looking for Henderson with the ball into the area. He got beyond the Forest back line, but ball skipped away from him and through to Keylor Navas. Coventry 2, Reading 1. Coventry back in front through Gustavo Hamer against struggling Reading. Awani scrapping for the ball with Van Dijk. who clears the ball out of play just to the left of Steve Cooper's technical area. Plymouth back in front against Cambridge. Joe Edwards makes it 2-1 at home park. 2-1 here as well on Talksport 2. If you're just tuning into Game Day exclusive, Perry Groves, the former Arsenal winger, and myself, Ian Danter, here at Anfield, where Liverpool, having been held for 45 minutes by Nottingham Forest, went 1-0 up within a minute or so of the restart, only to be pegged back by former Liverpool man Nico Williams with a deflected equaliser, and then Jota again after Forest went to sleep from a free kick has put Liverpool 2-1 up. But Forest have a throw. Niakate from a standing start lobs a throw into the box, and Konate heads it out of play for a corner kick at the Anfield Road end in front of those Forest fans. Forest third corner of the game, 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, it's a proper long throw, isn't it, from Niakate?
From a standing start as well.
Yeah, exactly. It winds me up when the throw-in actually pushes everybody away and he barely makes the 18-yard box. He's actually launched that into the 6-yard box.
Really bends his back.
Head out for a corner for Nottingham Forest on the left-hand side. Morgan Gibbs White will whip it in with his right foot.
Packed 6-yard box as Gibbs White sends it in. Headed out by Van Dijk to the edge of the area. Allison has gone down under pressure from Felipe. That was a foul. Free kick taken quickly, and Jota's on his bike. He's on a hat-trick as well, but he's gone down the left-hand side. He's taking Mangala out there with him. Has he taken it out of play? Well, it's gone out of play now, courtesy of Mangala. Throw to Liverpool down the left-hand side. Ipswich have a second at Peterborough. 2-0 to Ipswich, and Morecambe are back in front at Charlton. Cole Stockton with a second. Double change for Liverpool here at Anfield. And Thiago Alcantara is going to come on, and Darwin Nunez is just come on for Cody Gakpo. Gets a hug from his manager. So Nunez will now play through the centre, and the other change, they're just sorting out the board with the correct numbers. Who's coming off for number 6? It's Fabinho who's being withdrawn. So like-for-like switches in both instances, Perry, for Jurgen Klopp here.
Yeah, very much so. Obviously, Thiago come on. They're playing that central midfield position, drop a bit deep, try and get Liverpool's passing movement going. Fabinho comes off with knowledge that he's had an assist, obviously, for the first goal, just heading it back across goal for Diogo Jota.
Here is Thiago's first touch, having come on as a sub with an hour gone on Talksport 2. Liverpool 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Thiago again spreads play out to the left-hand side for Andy Robertson. Liverpool attacking the Kop end, away to our right in this second period. Konate in the centre circle, looking for an option. Thought about playing it right to Salah, but just lays it off to Thiago, who's next to him. But Thiago gets crowded out, and away goes Awoniyi on the burst for Forest, but shows too much of that to Alexander-Arnold. And Trent Alexander-Arnold will now just put his foot on the ball as he moves into the Forest half, and then elects to clip it back to Konate on halfway. Van Dijk finds Thiago, getting a lot of early touches since coming on. Out to the left-hand side on Robertson. Thiago again, centre of the Forest half, plays it just to his right, and Alexander-Arnold has got Salah waiting on this near touchline, right-hand corner of the box. Tries to play it down the right side for Henderson, keeps it in at the byline. The cross comes in. Worrell will head it clear for Forest, but can only find Salah, who just lobs it back to the centre circle, and Van Dijk calmly nods the ball down into the path of Robertson, advancing down the left-hand side. Williams gets a foot in, and it's out of play for a Liverpool throw taken quickly. Thiago will find Nunez with his first touch of the afternoon. Thiago just delays hitting it out left, and then floats the pass out to Salah, who chests it down and keeps it in play, running at Renan Lodi, getting into the box, plays a little ball along the deck for Nunez at the near post, but running across the line, he couldn't collect the ball and stop. He had to run outside the penalty area. He's got Alexander-Arnold to whip across in, and Niakate volleys in out of play for a throw-in, and Liverpool have got Forest hemmed in here, 2-1.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest now, so they're getting deeper and deeper. Liverpool still with that 84% possession, but they've been a lot crisper in that possession, Dan, haven't they? They've been a lot more incisive.
Free kick to Nottingham Forest. as Torquay equaliser. Altrincham, remember, Torquay will be relegated if they fail to win and other results go against them, but Asa Hall has equalised for Torquay. You're listening to Liverpool 2, Nottingham Forest 1 on Talksport 2 with Now Sports. Don't forget that with Now Sports you can stream all the Sky Sports action, like Newcastle against Tottenham, live tomorrow for £11.99 with no contract. Search Now Sports for all the details, and once all the weekend action is done, then why not tune back into Talksport Breakfast on Monday morning when you wake up from 6am. Laura Woods and Ali McCoist, the perfect accompaniment to starting your week. They'll reflect on everything that's gone on the sporting weekend. Throw in for Nottingham Forest. Worrell touches it into the area, almost broke for Danilo, and a shot deflected by Awaniyi, but it came off a Forest player last of all, and it'll be a Liverpool goal kick. But again, just a hint of worry occasionally when Forest get into that Liverpool defensive third, Perry Grove.
Yeah, you can actually feel the nervousness in the crowd down as well, can't you? Because Awaniyi, to be fair, has held the ball up when it's coming through really well. Just trying to link up there with Danilo. Just reverses the pass, unfortunately for Awaniyi, then his shot hits the back of Danilo. He goes out for a goal kick.
Liverpool in possession on halfway with Konate. Out to Mo Salah on this near side. Look to fire it down for Darwin Nunez, who runs to the right hand corner of the box, but Forest win it back. But then Mangala couldn't keep it in, and it ends up being a throw into Liverpool on this near side. Taken back to the halfway line, and Ibrahima Konate steps inside the challenge of Danilo, floats a lovely ball downfield for Jota on a hat-trick, and he heads it towards goal and forces an acrobatic save from Keylor Navas. What a ball from Konate to find Diogo Jota, but the header was kept out by the Costa Rican. Corner to Liverpool, 2-1.
It's a raking ball from Konate, very Alexander-Arnold-like, gets himself inside Nico Williams. He knows that he's just trying to head it back over Keylor Navas. To be fair to Keylor Navas, moves his feet really well, tips it over with his right hand. Liverpool on their right hand side.
Colchester 4, Sutton 1, Perry. No Childers.
I think Sutton lost the last 4 on the trot away from home, haven't they?
Corner for Liverpool to the far post. Van Dijk tries to get his head in it. Drops to Henderson, who tries an acrobatic volley from just to the left of the penalty spot, but it's skied over the bar. And Brennan Johnson's about to come on for Nottingham Forest. Whether they'll make this change before Keylor Navas takes the goal kick, I'm not sure that they will. Meanwhile, get this, Burnley 0, QPR 1. Burnley on the beach, QPR struggling, but Sam Field has given them the lead at Turf Moor. And Doncaster 1, Newport 1 in League 2, the delightfully named Priestley Farquharson. Now Gibbs White trying to get Forest going forward, trying to play it through to Danilo, but it came off his back heel and away, and Liverpool could win it back.
Well, he's looked lively, more Gibbs White, isn't he, when he's got himself on the ball. He's always looking to sort of eat up ground, run forward with it, trying to release it on you.
I wonder whether this change will mean that Morgan Gibbs White drops a little deeper. They might take one of those defensive midfielders when Brennan Johnson comes on. We'll wait and see.
Wondering how long it's going to take Steve Cooper to make that change. Obviously, he's got to be proactive.
Bolton 1, Shrewsbury 0 in League 1. Josh Sheehan for Bolton, level on points with Peterborough in the plus, but Peterborough losing at home to Ipswich today. Norwich City 0, 10-man Norwich 0, Swansea 3. Olivier Ncham with a third for Swansea. And now Allison with a poor attempted clearance, just shanked it out of play for a throw into Forest. Again, will they make the change? No, I think the indication is they're not going to make the change quite yet.
Really sloppy play there from Allison. He's under no pressure whatsoever, and what he's done is he's put his Liverpool side under pressure, because Niakate is going to amble over to that right hand side. He's going to launch it into the 6-yard box
from a standing start. He doesn't need a run up, Moussa Niakate, with these long throws. He just bends his back and gives it as much velocity as he can. So he does hurl it into the near post. It's headed up in the air by Van Dijk, and Morgan Gibbs-White has equalised. He's volleyed it in. The headed clearance from Van Dijk went straight to Morgan Gibbs-White at the edge of the area, and he swept it home on the volley to bring Forest level for a second time at Anfield on a dramatic afternoon. They just won't lie down. They're desperate to stay in the Premier League at the first time of asking, and their most creative player has brought them level. Morgan Gibbs-White makes it Liverpool 2, Forest 2.
Fantastic volley from Morgan Gibbs-White as the ball drops from his right foot, makes sure he gets his knee over the ball. Just a long throw, we said there, from Niakate. Just comes in the 6-yard box. I think it's cleared by Virgil van Dijk, and then Morgan Gibbs-White is completely unmarked just around about the penalty spot. So he's just acrobatic, makes sure that as he's falling away, keeps the ball, hits it into the ground.
It's another deflection, it's come off Konate.
Just a slight deflection off Konate's right foot, but it's brilliant technique from Morgan Gibbs-White. Great flicking at near post from Felipe. That all started, Dance, from Alisson.
Yes,
he did nobody near him, under no pressure whatsoever. He just casually rolled the ball out to his left-hand side. He thought it was back to Andy Robinson, put the ball out of play. As I said, puts his Liverpool team under pressure. Nottingham Forest get themselves back in it at 2-2.
A quarter of the game to go on Talksport 2. And it's all square once again. Here's Van Dijk on halfway. As soon as we're done here, we'll be off to Deepdale for one hell of a game in the Championship. Preston against Blackburn kicks off at 5:30. We'll try and get you team news from that from Adam Bridge before that game kicks off. Both sides on or on the fringes of or in the playoffs, and a Northwest derby to boot. Should be a belter. We've also got the FA Cup semi-final over on Talksport between Manchester City and Sheffield United. That kicks off in about 15 minutes time at Wembley, but 5:30 for Preston against Blackburn here. Free kick to Liverpool, right hand side level with the Forest penalty area at 2-2. Attacking the cup in, Alexander-Arnold over it.
You know, it's been well documented. Liverpool employed a throwing coach, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Have they got a defensive throwing coach? Because both goals from Nottingham Forest have come from throw-ins. First one on the left-hand side, short throw into Awoniyi. The second one from a long throw from Niakate on the right-hand side.
Alexander-Arnold swings in the free kick, and it's in from Salah off the post. Brilliant finish on the half volley by Mo Salah. Again, the whip on the free kick was fantastic. This time from Alexander-Arnold, and a vital goal for Liverpool. And a superb finish on the half volley right in front of goal by Mo Salah. Expertly controlled. And Liverpool for a third time are in front with just over 20 minutes to go. Liverpool 3, Nottingham Forest 2.
Dance, I mentioned that Liverpool got a throwing defensive coach. Have Nottingham Forest got a defensive coach for set pieces? Because again, it's Mo Salah just gets the wrong side of his marker. Brilliant whip ball in from Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Mo Salah gets himself the wrong side of Freuler. You cannot be allowing a Liverpool player to be actually scoring from 6 yards out with a half volley with his left foot, Dance. That is such shocking defending, it's frightening. So Freuler's got to make sure he gets in front of Mo Salah. Mo Salah uses his body really well.
And there's a VAR check here at Anfield. The VAR logo has come up on the video screens, checking goal for possible offside. So they're going to start drawing the lines. I'm trying to think who it was that could have, whether it was Salah himself who was in an offside position. There's a definite foot that we can see of a Forest player playing Salah onside. Goal stands 3-2.
Yes, correct to see him, Dance. It's very tight. It looked like it might have been Niakate's left foot that has played him off to one side. Like I said, there's Nottingham Forest. Steve Cooper will be raging at the end of this game, because Nottingham Forest have done so well to get themselves back into the game, showed brilliant spirit at 1-1, then at 2-2, and then from 2 set pieces they've completely gone to sleep. Lack of concentration. Diego Jota scores the first goal. Mo Salah
Oh, now there's a bit pushing and shoving needlessly between Niakate and Henderson as Niakate was trying to retrieve the ball for a throw down beneath us, and Henderson was kind of holding on to it. I'm getting a bit silly for a moment there, Perry.
Yeah, it was nothing. Just a little bit of pushing and shoving. More like playground stuff, dance, really, wasn't it? And then, to be fair to...
It was a bit.
Yeah, Michael Oliver's just gone, look, calm down, chaps.
Well, Brennan Johnson was ready to come on at 2-1. Went back and sat down at 2-2. Perhaps he's getting up again at 3-2. Doncaster 1, Newport 2. Incidentally, Brentford have the lead against Villa. Ivan Toney with the goal. Crawley have got a second at Hartlepool to try and increase the gap between them and Hartlepool in the bottom three. Long throw from Konate, flicked on by Felipe, kept in the box by Gibbs-White. Awani with an overhead kick. Oh, it brushes the roof of the net. An overhead kick from 8 yards out by Taiwo Awani had Allison stretching, but it skimmed the roof of the net and goes behind for a Liverpool goal kick. 3-2 it stays on Talksport 2.
Again, Dance, it's the danger from a long throw from Niakate. Felipe gets the flick on again, gets it to Awani. It's an acrobatic overhead kick. He had Allison grasping for air. In the end, it just goes on the top of the net.
One ball downfield from Konate's overhit. Rotherham have an equaliser at Bristol City in the Championship. Jordan Hugo with a penalty. 3 points clear of the relegation zone at the start of the day, Rotherham. Can they finally stop the yo-yoing between Championship and League One? Under new management, of course, Matty Taylor taking over from Paul Warne. Now Nunez releases Salah down the Liverpool right, attacking the cop end, gets to the right hand corner of the box, slips it through to Nunez, but Felipe gets back and gets a foot in and puts it out for a throw on this near side. Just over a quarter of an hour to go on Talksport 2, and Liverpool have been in front 3 times this afternoon. Can they hold out and make it third time lucky? 3-2 the score.
What they want to do is stop giving away unnecessary throw-ins in their defensive third. That's been where Nottingham Forest have been the most dangerous.
Alexander Arnold looks for Henderson down the right hand side. Ian Dancer and Perry Groves with you. Tipped in by Alexander Arnold but cleared away by Felipe, but couldn't find a yellow Forest shirt. It's back with Andy Robertson. He plays a quick 1-2 with Van Dijk. Looks out left for Curtis Jones. Jones under pressure from Freuler, goes back to inside his own half, and Van Dijk and Konate will combine. Salah, lovely skill just to get away from Lodi for a moment. Nunez joining him on this near touchline, but he's shown too much of that to a Forest player. Goes out for a throw. It is currently Liverpool 3, Nottingham Forest 2 for the latest odds. Head to 888 Sport, the official betting partner of Talksport 2's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get Liverpool to win at this point at 16 to 1 on, Forest to win at 66 to 1. The draw's priced at 9 to 1. That's all thanks to 888 Sport. Made to challenge, made to debate, made to play. 18 plus, begambleaware.org. And finally, Brendan Johnson is getting his opportunity. And looking to see who's come off. It's Remo Freuler that's been taken off, so it will mean, Perry Groves, that with Johnson on, either Morgan Gibbs-White drops a little deeper, or that Forest will genuinely play the last quarter of an hour with 3 up.
It's just like Johnson will come on this left-hand side. Awani go through the middle, and
Awani's won a free kick there, Perry. He had Konate at his back as he brought the ball down at the sky midway point of the Liverpool half, and he's won a free kick just to the left of centre for Forest.
He's done a really good job playing that lone throw up front for Nottingham Forest. He's had a good battle with Konate. He's won his team a lot of free kicks in dangerous positions.
Birmingham 0, Blackpool 1. Ian Poveda scores for Blackpool, trying to stay in the division. They need to win to keep their hopes alive. Forest free kick, centre of the half. It's sent into the far post. It's Felipe who heads it wide. He got his head to it, and he's disappointed. The offside flag goes up against him anyway, but he has his hands on the top of his head. He thought he should have got that on target, but it's a moot point. The flag was up anyway for offside. And it's touched back to Curtis Jones. He lays it off to Van Dijk, just in front of his own penalty area. 3-2 to Liverpool. 13 and a half minutes to go on Talksport 2. Don't forget, will be off to Deepdale for Preston against Blackburn at 5:30, a pivotal game in the race for a place in the playoffs. And don't forget, when the playoffs come, every single game, semi-finals and final of the playoffs on the Talksport network. Now here's a chance for Liverpool down the left-hand side. Robertson fires it across the face of goal, comes out to Salah, curls it goalwards. Felipe with a poor touch, but Forest have enough players back to hook it clear and away from danger. Awaniyi trying to get the better of Kanate on halfway, both scrapping for possession. Awaniyi barrels down this left-hand side, looking for an option to play the ball in field, and Kanate puts it out of play in the end. Leicester 2, Wolves 1. Leicester have turned it around at the King Power. Timothy Castagne making it 2-1 to the Foxes. That's bad news for Forest, based on where they are in the table, and Leicester just snapping at their heels. That could be a massive win for Dean Smith.
Especially after going 1-0 down, you said there, Dance, to turn it around.
Long throw from Niakate. Well, this one caused problems. There's a claim for a push on Felipe, not given. Ball's headed back into the box. Johnson onto the crossbar, lobbed it over Alisson, and it came off the crossbar, and Liverpool survive.
Got to score. Brennan Johnson, I know he's just come on as a sub, but he's got to make sure that I've actually gone through the ball with a fierce volley down. He's just tried to be delicate and lift it over. Alisson lifts it onto the crossbar.
Forest attacking again with Nico Williams down the right hand side. Goes down, he's fouled. Thiago, the man who brought him down. In fact, Nunez, I beg your pardon, was the man that brought him down. So a free kick to Forest, right on the far touchline. And a chance to swing this ball into the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. Liverpool defending their line about 19 yards out. Hit diagonally into the box. Comfortable catch for Alisson. Hit far too close to him. You're listening to Liverpool 3, Forest 2 on Talksport 2 with Car Finance 24/7. Say hello to hassle-free car finance. Search Car Finance 24/7 today. Perry Groves alongside me for the afternoon here at Anfield.
Be fair to Steve Cooper, as say he's gone positive in possession. Nottingham Forest now 3-4-3.
Two more subs for Liverpool ready to come on, namely Luis Diaz, freshly back from injury of course, and James Milner, but they won't be on yet. Just over 10 minutes to go. Liverpool in possession inside the Forest half with Thiago. Just chips it to the edge of the area. It was in between Nunez and Salah, and Forest can bring it away with Brennan Johnson looking for Awaniyi, but he's overhit the pass with the outside of his boot, and it will just roll through to Alisson. Doncaster 1, Newport 3 in League 2. In League 1, Portsmouth still lingering hopes of a playoff charge. 1-0 up against beleaguered Accrington Stanley. Joe Pigott with the goal for Pompey. Liverpool win a free kick left hand side as Curtis Jones is brought down. This will mean the change is happening, and Diogo Jota will not get a hat-trick today, but he'll get a standing ovation for his efforts for Liverpool this afternoon. His 2 goals have been so important, and he's going to come off to allow Luis Diaz to get some vital minutes on his return from injury.
Yeah, both his goals from set pieces. First one from Alexander Arnold corner, where he's just headed it in from 2 yards, but his second one was so poorly taken down, doesn't it? It was Andy Robertson free kick. Yeah. Nottingham Forest just went to sleep, got it on his chest, then his thigh, and then volleyed past Colin Navas to give Liverpool lead.
Well, the Liverpool fans delighted to see Luis Diaz back. You could hear that roar, and Curtis Jones is the man that's made way for James Milner. So a double change for Liverpool, and they've got a free kick, and Robertson swings it into the area. Salah tried to get onto it, but there were players back and Salah was offside. And really that's been the story of this game. Liverpool suspect from Nottingham Forest throw-ins, Nottingham Forest suspect from Liverpool free kicks.
It's incredible, just gone to sleep completely on free kicks. Nottingham Forest in around their 18-yard box, and Steve Cooper will be so disappointed because his team will work so hard to get themselves back into the game, just completely going to sleep for Jota one when it makes it then 2-1, and then Mo Salah's one that makes it 3-2. Again, his side foot, well, he's outside of his left foot, or he's just half on it in from the 6-yard box. That is totally unacceptable.
Now long ball downfield, gets Aaron Ian behind for a moment, down the left-hand side of the area at the Anfield Road end. Alexander-Arnold closing down the space. It's rolled back to Lodi. Lodi tries to get the cross in. What a challenge, Jordan Henderson. Out of play for a throw.
Yeah, Lodi looked like he was going to cross it the first time with his left foot.
But it's going to be another long throw, Perry.
Yeah, Niakate will have his one step.
10 yards from the corner flag down this near side. In it comes, bends his back, launches it into the near post, headed up in the air by Felipe Worrell, heads it across the face of goal, and Thiago hooks it out to the edge of the box. Gibbs White keeps it alive. Johnson charging in again, but this time out comes the goalkeeper Allison and bowls it out overarm to try and get Liverpool away, and a foul on Luis Diaz on halfway, and a yellow card for Nico Williams. Back at his old stomping ground, he scored, and now he's got a yellow card. 3-2 Liverpool with 7 minutes to go on Talksport 2.
There's a good first touch. It was good. Release in there from Allison, just bowling it out of his right hand. Released Diaz on that left hand side, tried to cut inside Nico Williams. Nico Williams was very shrewd, Dance, because there was a 3-on-3 situation for Liverpool, and he just made sure that he body checked him just to quell the attack.
3-2 here. Burnley have equalised against QPR in the Championship. Manuel Benson, and I think all three in League One at the top who are vying for automatic promotion are now in front, because Sheffield Wednesday have turned it around against Exeter. 1-0 down now, 2-1 up at Hillsborough. Callum Patterson. And Wickham 0, Lincoln 2. That's a bad result for Wickham on the fringes of the playoffs, but Lasse Sorensen has a second for the Imps. And Charlton 2, Morecambe 3. Charlton not done yet at the Valley. Scott Fraser gets a goal back, and Leyton Orient have a second against Crewe, Charlie Kelman. The title is almost theirs in League 2 for Richie Wellens and co. 3 points are almost Liverpool's here at Anfield with 6 minutes to go. Both these teams play again on Wednesday night. You'll hear all 10 midweek Premier League games across the Talksport network, whether it's Talksport, Talksport 2 at the app. For example, on Wednesday night, Forest Brighton is on the app. Get it app downloaded for free from your app store for your phone. And Liverpool are at West Ham. That's live on Talksport 2. All 10 games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, only with us. You won't hear all 10 games anywhere else on your wireless. Can you still say wireless? I do.
Of a certain vintage, I think.
Yeah.
Can.
Mind you, your phone's wireless, isn't it? You're not charging it up. 3-2 to Liverpool. Milner and Robertson combining. Robertson out to the left-hand side for Luis Diaz. Lovely to see him back in a red shirt after a long spell out through injury. Here's Henderson on halfway. Triple change being readied meantime by Steve Cooper. One last effort to try and snatch a point here.
Well, he's gone all in now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Like the poker player, quite rightly so.
You don't want to die wondering, do you, as a football manager, when you think there's something in it for you?
Well, he'll just be really disappointed that his team worked so hard to get themselves back into the game. First of all, 1-1 and then at 2-2, and then completely just switched off from free kick situations.
Andre Ayew, Sam Surridge and Emmanuel Dennis are being thrown on. That these less than 5 minutes to play here on Talksport 2. Ipswich have a third at Peterborough. Freddie Ladapo to blow to Peterborough's hopes of getting into the playoffs. Ball's out of play. Here comes the triple change for Nottingham Forest. I mentioned it's Dennis, Ayew and Surridge who are coming on. Felipe and Lodi and Awaniyi are the three players coming off for the visitors. So that's a defender, a left back and a centre forward coming off for three forward players. There's no doubting it. Ayew, with all his experience that he's brought to bear in the English game over the years, with teams like Swansea of course and West Ham United. So the three substitutions are made, but not long for them to make an impression. Bradford 2, Gillingham 1. They've turned it around at Valley Parade. Andy Cook gets another goal. And Liverpool being forced to put the ball out of play. A high press all of a sudden from Nottingham Forest. And Niakate is going to bend his back and send another long throw into the Liverpool box at the Anfield Road end. 3-2 the score. 3 minutes to go on Talksport 2. Can Liverpool hold out? In it comes from Niakate. Looking for Worrell to send it back to the edge of the box. Salah won't take a touch. It's kept away from Brennan Johnson by Van Dijk. And Andy Robertson finds Luis Diaz, just flicks the ball up to his own control. Oh, lovely skill, wonderful skill. Luis Diaz trots into the Forest half, sets Nunez away down the left hand side. Diaz wanted it back, left hand side of the area. Nunez holding it up, being jockeyed by Nico Williams. He goes down and gets a free kick for the challenge by Nico Williams down the left hand side of the penalty area. 2.5 to go. Liverpool 3, Forest 2, and there'll be a bit of added time to come, I'm sure.
Yeah, Nunez just trying to go on the outside of Nico Williams. Nico Williams sliding in and take away Nunez's standing foot. Free kick for Liverpool on their left hand side. Andy Robertson's not going to be in that much of a hurry to take it.
Notts County 4-2 up, by the way, at Maidstone. They had to win or draw or Wrexham would be promoted, and Wrexham play at tea time against Boreham Wood. Free kick for Liverpool, sent it to the box and skims off the head of Darwin Nunez and wide for a goal kick to Nottingham Forest. The ball sent in from the left hand side and he just didn't get the contact he wanted, Darwin Nunez, under pressure from Niakate. 3-2 Liverpool.
Yeah, a bit disappointing he hasn't hit the target. So Niakate just holding his ground. Darwin Nunez rising above him, should be redirect it better than what he has, missing the target completely. Nottingham Forest attack down the left hand side.
With Emmanuel Dennis being held up by Trent Alexander-Arnold, rolls it infield to Mangala. Mangala, square ball for Nico Williams, 30 yards out. Liverpool have got plenty back. Brennan Johnson down the right. We're going to skip away from Andy Robertson, just holds his run for a moment. Comes infield, clips a left-footed ball, flicked on by Mangala, straight into the arms of Alisson. Decent ball in from Johnson, and a good run from Mangala, but his header was straight at the Liverpool keeper. 3-2.
Yeah, decent cross from Brennan Johnson on the right-hand side, just cutting in with his left foot, bending it in. He's head there, Mangala, just getting himself above Konate, but just couldn't quite redirect it. Then it just goes simply into Alisson's midfield.
A big goal for Wigan. They're back in front late on against Millwall. Ilo Asgard making it Wigan 2, Millwall 1 at the DW. 3-2 here at Anfield on Talksport 2. Don't forget, we're off to the Northwest Derby in the Championship between Preston and Blackburn at 5:30. And the FA Cup semi-finals just got underway over on Talksport between Manchester City and Sheffield United. And we'll bring you a full classified check of the scores at full time here on Talksport 2 whilst that FA Cup semi-final is in progress at Wembley over on Talksport. So a full classified check to come here before we head off to Deepdale. And as it stands in the Championship, Preston and Blackburn will go into that game 12th and 7th, but only 3 points between 12th and 6th. Here comes Forest as we move into stoppage time, and a curling shot from Mangala goes beyond for a goal kick to Liverpool. And it's 3-2 as we move into added time.
Dan, this is why the Premier League is the best elite league in world football, because Nottingham Forest have just gone 4 up front, Surridge and Ayew through the middle, Dennis on the left hand side, Brennan Johnson on the right hand side, and there's an uneasiness which has gone around Anfield, Dan. So it's just like you tilt the Anfield faithful on a bit of edge, because to be fair to Steve Cooper, say he's gone 4 up front, Nottingham Forest are just launching the ball forward because they can sniff they could get an equaliser.
5 minutes of added time have been shown by the fourth official. Oh, Nunez just turns away from his man for a moment, tries to chip the goalkeeper, it's gone wide. Goal kick to Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa equalised late on against Brentford. Douglas Luiz makes it 1-1 at the G-Tech Community Stadium. 3-2 here to Liverpool, heading for back-to-back wins, 9 goals in 2 games. Forest heading for an 11th game without a win. but they're looking for a point here with Emmanuel Dennis going down the left-hand side. He's fouled by Alexander Arnold, much to the dismay of the Liverpool fans around us. That was right underneath our commentary position from high up here. It's level with the edge of the area, left-hand side.
It's a ridiculous challenge from Alexander Arnold, because Emmanuel Dennis is just running a straight line. He's going towards Liverpool's byline. Alexander Arnold's just got to ease him off, just run him off, and what he's done is pushed him in the middle of his back.
There must be a temptation for Keylor Navas to come up for this. Saw the Coventry keeper score coming up for a free kick in midweek in a league game. You normally only see it in cup ties. Free kick then from Morgan Gibbs White, level with the edge of the area, left-hand side, couple of yards in from this near touchline. Whips it in right-footed, flicked on by Worrell, drops to the far post, and it's steered over the bar by Brennan Johnson. Couldn't get his body shape right, and as he fell backwards, he couldn't apply the finish, and Liverpool have a goal kick. 3-2 they lead.
Well, it's nearly a good bad one from Nottingham Forest, because it wasn't a great delivery from Morgan Gibbs White. To be fair to Joe Worrell, he just got flick on at the near post, and Brennan Johnson completely off balance at the far post. If he gets himself over the top of the ball, then he's got a great chance of testing Alisson and look for a goal, and he just flies it over the crossbar.
Bristol City look to have won it late on in the Championship against Rotherham. Andreas Wyman making it 2-1 at Ashton Gate. We're in the midway point of the 5 minutes minimum that have been added on here. Liverpool hanging on to this 3-2 win. Van Dijk tries to clear his lines under pressure from Ayew. Nunez runs into Nico Williams, who can't keep the ball in play on the far side. That'll do Liverpool. They've got a throw in left-hand side and can get the ball away from their own defensive third. Robertson with the throw. The hush falls around Anfield just for a moment. People contemplate how close Liverpool are to back-to-back Premier League wins, and just keeping that bit of pressure on the top four. As things stand, Liverpool will go on to 50 points, 3 behind Tottenham and 6 behind Newcastle, and they'll have only played 1 game more than Newcastle. And they've got the ball in the corner flag, and Luis Diaz has won a corner off Joe Worrell. Very neat play.
Looked very sharp since he's come off with Diaz.
It's looked great, hasn't he? Oh, another goal for QPR at Burnley. Chris Martin, Burnley 1, QPR 2. Where's this come from for Gareth Ainsworth and co? Walsall 1, Salford 2. That's a big goal for Salford at the Poundland Bescot Stadium. Colin McElhenney for playoff chasing Salford in League 2. Liverpool closing in on a 3-2 win here on Talksport 2, and they've won another free kick. They're keeping the ball in the Forest half of the field to the delight of those around us in this main stand.
Yeah, it's just good game management from Liverpool, especially from Luis Diaz. Every time he gets the ball, he keeps it close to his feet. He's got low centre of gravity dance where he can turn, get away from players. Very difficult to knock off the ball. That time it was Ayew just shoulder charging him, just giving a free kick away.
And it's just chipped down the left-hand side of the box, offside against Jordan Henderson. Few supporters thought that was the full-time whistle. It's not. It's a free kick. That steward has just run on. I better get off. Who's it who said they think it's all over?
Steward's just shamelessly running backwards, getting himself off the
But there goes the full-time whistle. Finally the final whistle sounds, and Liverpool have back-to-back Premier League wins, and they are back in the reckoning for Champions League football. Surely with 21 points left to play for, they're only 6 off Newcastle, 3 off Tottenham, but my word, how they will work for all 3 points here this afternoon. It was goalless at half-time against Nottingham Forest, who'd held them out brilliantly, but within seconds of the restart, Diogo Jota had got Liverpool in front. But then Nico Williams scored his first ever Nottingham Forest goal on the counter-attack against his former club to make it 1-1 6 minutes after the restart. Jota promptly made it 2-1 4 minutes later, and then Morgan Gibbs White swept the ball home expertly from inside the area to make it 2-2 midway through the second half. But Mo Salah had the final say 20 minutes from time. Brilliant half-footed volley from a whipped free kick from the right-hand side. Steve Cooper taking the applause of the Nottingham Nottingham Forest fans, the travelling support are clearly happy with what they've seen, even though it's yet another game without a win for Nottingham Forest. 11 without 3 points in the bag. You have to go back to early February for the last time Nottingham Forest won a game. Their relegation worries continue, but Liverpool are surely back in the European reckoning. Full-time score at Anfield. He said the away side scored first. Liverpool 3, Nottingham Forest